We recently saw Inosuke and Tanjiro taking down the mother spider demon and her special demon doll. So now with Inosuke and Tanjiro safe and sound, of course we've got to cut back to Zenitsu, who's been looking for Nezuko and getting pretty annoyed actually as he walks through the forest. Zenitsu finds a house held up by spiderwebs in the middle of a crossing where other demon slayers and people are hanging by threads, but Zenitsu notices something weird about them. They're actually being turned into spiders. It's pretty gross when you get a close look at the demon hunters because their heads develop this really dead and blank stare while their hair falls off and even their limbs start changing. Zenitsu notices that the demon responsible is a huge spider with a human's head and he tries to run, but the spider, who's known as the older brother spider demon, notices him and tells him that he's already been bitten by one of his spiders, meaning that Zenitsu is going to turn into a spider too within the next 30 minutes, so there's no point in him running. Now I've got a video explaining all of the spider demons that we'll find in these woods, so check that out for more information on this guy, but it's pretty cut and dry here. He's a demon and he's bad, and Zenitsu is a demon hunter and he's good. Zenitsu starts freaking out and thinking back to a long time ago, to before he became a demon slayer, and we actually get the first bit of Zenitsu backstory here. He trained with a master who came and saved him from a marriage gone wrong. Zenitsu married a woman who was deep in debt, and the collectors came to shake him down, probably multiple times. Zenitsu's master, who he affectionately calls Ji-chan, steps in and offers to pay the debt in exchange for Zenitsu training under him. This makes Zenitsu extremely grateful, so he feels like he has to live up to his master's expectations, but he's insecure and unruly, so even though he trains so hard that he doesn't even sleep, he says that he can't produce any results. His master says that this is ridiculous and tells him that he's actually extremely talented, but right at that moment, as Zenitsu is hiding in the tree from his master, a lightning bolt strikes Zenitsu in the entire tree, knocking him off and sending him falling to the ground, now with the blonde hair that we're used to seeing, since the lightning strike actually changed his black hair to blonde. We cut back to current day Zenitsu thinking things over, and he pulls out a chunk of his hair really easily by accident, causing him to realize how fast he's turning into a spider and making him freak out and pass out. The older brother spider demon uses his little weird bald spiders to try and pull Zenitsu's body off the tree and drop him, but as we all know, when Zenitsu's asleep, he's a different kind of problem, so he's prepared for this. Zenitsu readies his sword and goes for a thunderclap flash to take the demon out right away, but the demon has an acid attack that's keeping Zenitsu at bay, and this is where we learn about Zenitsu's weakness. He can only use the first technique in the Breath of the Lightning style. We flash back once again to Zenitsu and his master tells him that it doesn't matter if he only knows one technique. Knowing one technique means that he can train that technique until it's perfect, instead of learning a bunch of different techniques and only being decent at them. In this continued flashback, we see Zenitsu getting told off by a fellow student who tells him that their master is a former pillar of the demon hunters, which means that he's a legendary swordsman who represented the path of the lightning, but Zenitsu just treats him like his grandfather or something instead of someone who needs respect. This other student says that because of this lax attitude between Zenitsu and Ji-chan, Zenitsu isn't able to learn the other sword techniques, so all that time that the sensei has spent teaching Zenitsu is useless. Zenitsu thinks about his sensei and how his sensei was always supportive towards him and understanding, even if his training was grueling, and he stands still, allowing the spiders to gather on him. We cut back to the current time, and Zenitsu thinks about his sensei and how his sensei was always supportive towards him and understanding, even if his training was grueling, and thus he stands still, allowing the spiders to gather on him and attack him to prepare his finishing attack. Zenitsu does Thunderclap Flash, but of course this time he does it with a spin on it. This technique is Thunderclap Flash sixfold, which means instead of just being a lightning bolt that goes from point A to point B, Zenitsu bounces between 6 different points, zipping left and right as he goes to his destination like a true lightning bolt. Zenitsu cuts through the demon and saves himself, but still ends up lying on his back on top of this house of spiders because the poison is keeping him from moving and killing him. So thankfully Zenitsu comes out on top here, but he's still gonna need help soon if he's gonna survive. How long can he use total concentration breathing to keep the poison at bay, and who will be swooping in to save him? Find out soon on Kimetsu no Yaiba Demon Slayer. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'll be dropping a video about the Breath of the Lightning style, which features everything you need to know about Zenitsu and the style, so make sure you check back for that, and that's it. So I love you guys, this was Pineapple, and I've got another special video for you guys coming soon that's about Kimetsu, but I can't really talk about it yet, so just stay tuned, I'll see you guys later, it's Pineapple, peace.